At the edge of the ranch, where the plain broke into a grove of oaks twisted by the salty Gulf wind, lived an Indian who belonged fully neither to the land nor to the white men. He was tall and thin, with bony shoulders and economical, almost feline movements. He made no useless gesture. His black hair fell straight down his back, and sometimes he tied it at the nape of his neck with a thin leather strap. On his left arm he bore old scars etched in his youth, the marks of his tribe. He explained them to no one. Not because they were a secret, but because the world no longer had a place to put them. His eyes were gray-green, the color of the Gulf water before a storm. They watched without haste and without judgment, as if measuring not the man, but the wind around him. His clothes were a mix, work pants and a cotton shirt like the others, but over them, when the weather demanded, he wore a vest of soft, hand-stitched leather with short fringes that barely moved as he walked. Around his neck, he wore a polished bone amulet, the last thing left from his father. He didn't speak much, but he understood English. He answered rarely, and when he did, the words seemed chosen like good stones for a fire. His name was Hatak Akla, he who reads the wind. At the ranch, they called him simply Hawk. People said he was the last survivor of the Karankawa tribe. Maybe it was true. Maybe not. He neither confirmed nor denied it. He slept in a wattle shelter at a respectful distance from the stables. He asked for nothing, he took nothing. The white men left him in peace because he was useful and because he didn't ask for a wage. He received food, a good knife, and sometimes tobacco. It was enough. The Karankawa had been a people of salt water and lagoons, people of the shore who had lived along the Texas coast for centuries. Their canoes cut through the shallow bays, and the wind was their ally. They knew the marshes like the back of their hand and knew how to listen to the water. Then came the settlers. The diseases. The vendettas. The scalp hunting. In Hatak Akla's childhood, the tribe was no longer a tribe, but a gathering of scattered families. They were pushed from the lagoons into increasingly narrow areas, like animals hunted without paws. A conflict with a band of armed settlers was the last. It hadn't been a battle. It had been a pursuit. His father had died in the marsh, spear in hand, defending a patch of water that could no longer be defended. His mother died of fever the following year. Hatak was 17 then, and had already learned that sometimes survival means being the last one left. He wandered for years, living off fishing and hunting, avoiding towns. He learned to move among the white men without being seen. He learned that sometimes survival means belonging to no one anymore.